Welcome to the Loaded Cannon, and if your team is top of the league, hit the like button on this video. 2 games left of the season, and I'm sitting here and I'm able to say Arsenal are top of the league. And, you know, if someone had said that to me at the start of the season, I probably wouldn't be able to sleep a wink all season out of excitement. But we all know Man City have got 2 games. 2 games, and tonight every single one of you is going to sit there at 5:30. However you're going to follow it, you're going to follow it, you're going to watch it, listen to it on the radio, watch the text updates, check the score, and you're going to be praying that somehow Wolves, of all team Wolves, who are 11th in the league, absolutely nothing to play for, they're not going to achieve any European qualification, they're no risk of relegation. It's exactly the sort of team that you don't want to have a team that you need to drop points playing. I'd rather they were playing Nottingham Forest, who, strangely enough, right now, even though they are desperate for points and Sheffield United are relegated already, they're 1-0 down, which blows a relegation race wide open. But hey, I'm more interested in what's happening at the top of the table. And I just cannot see Man City dropping points against Wolves. I said it last time as well when they played. I thought, should I do my reaction after the Man City game? Because, you know, if I'm doing this reaction about Arsenal beating Bournemouth 3-0 now, and then something crazy happens in that game, well, actually, I'm not even talking about the talking point, which is why I thought maybe I should do my reaction after Man City's game. But I didn't do that last time because I thought there's no way in hell they're going to drop points. I think they were playing Forest at the time, actually. And today as well, I don't see them dropping points. Yes, it is away from home. But look, it's very funny how things work out, you know. Now I'm looking at this weekend's fixtures, and Liverpool play Tottenham, and Aston Villa, they've got Brighton away. And so much comes into it now that I'm actually thinking, do I somehow want Tottenham to beat Liverpool and Aston Villa to lose at Brighton, so Tottenham have got something to play for when they play Man City, so somehow they might take points away? Because right now, the way it's going for Tottenham and how awful they are, and Villa seem to be, churning those results away, there's 4 points in it between them two if Tottenham win their game in hand. So if they lose this weekend, then that game against Man City, the one that I've been looking at the whole time as maybe Tottenham can do us a favour, and what beautiful irony it will be. It will be such a Tottenham thing to do if they actually go and somehow, help us win the league. But I'm a mess right now. I'm an absolute mess in terms of knowing what I want to happen, because obviously the clear ones, I want Arsenal to win and want Man City to lose. And Arsenal did what I wanted them to do. Man City aren't going to do what I want them to do, so we've got to look elsewhere. Let me know in the comments how you're feeling about this. If you could pick the results for the Villa game and the Tottenham game, would you want Tottenham to win and Villa to lose this weekend, just so that there's more to play for Tottenham when they go and take on Man City? Or is it just me overthinking it? Let's talk about today anyway. Brilliant performance. Absolutely dominant. We strangled Bournemouth. I felt like we were like a boa constrictor, just depriving them of any space to breathe. It was just relentless. And, we're such a good, accomplished team now. And what I love about the way we play is, I've said it a few times this season that no team in the league is better at running back than Arsenal, because we often will spend a lot of our time forward because we're the ones pressing the other team and putting them on the back foot. And when they do get a counter, that's where you see a lot of teams get unstuck. But we're so good at defending those situations. Our defenders don't do silly things. They don't dive in. They just delay. And they delay because they know they can trust that the other men in that wearing a red shirt will come back and they will get involved and help them out. And we do it so well. And it's not easy to do. Sometimes you see players sort of caught like rabbit in the headlights. They'll be watching the counter-attack against their team, thinking, by the time I get there, I'm not going to be able to do anything. Our players don't stop and think. They're just trained to be like a rubber band. They just snap back into shape when they lose the ball. And they don't jog. They sprint. They really go for it. And we saw that today as well so many times. Bournemouth didn't carry a massive threat, don't get me wrong, but when that situation did arise, and it happened more in the second half, than it did the first half. I was so pleased with how the team responded. They're really, really not walking out onto that pitch with a feeling of superiority that, oh, it will come, we will win. They really, really work for it. Two players that I think deserve special mentions today, Kai Havertz and Declan Rice. Declan Rice, his running, my God, is absolutely brilliant. In the duels, he just does so well. In his forward runs, in his backward runs, the guy is an absolute machine. And honestly, as we say, Declan Rice will pay for him twice because, honestly, I feel like we got him half price. He's that good. And it's funny, like, looking back to when everyone was talking about Declan Rice, they were talking about Enzo, they were talking about Caicedo. I remember talking to a friend, and he was like, "I don't sort of really see it with Declan Rice." And I was like, "No, no, no. Declan Rice is the real deal." I just felt like it was a given. Wherever he went, he was just going to smash it, and it was a given that actually he was just worth the money. He's not the sort of player like sometimes you get the attacking players, like a Mudryk, for example, where you think it could go either way. Like he could join a club, and if it works for him, he can be great, or it could just not. And same like Nicolas Pepe, for example. And you think to yourself, there'll probably be a success and it won't always work that way. But Declan Rice, he could have gone anywhere. He would have been brilliant. He's just that sort of player where what he does, he's very, very good at it, and it doesn't rely on a moment of magic. What he does is it's him just doing the right things in the right way all the time. And that's why he drops 7, 8 out of 10. What he's not trying to do is, fancy finishes or too many step overs and beating a man. He just does the really, really simple things in the middle of the park unbelievably well, unbelievably consistently, and with unbelievable diligence. And that's why it doesn't matter who he signed for, where he plays, he would have been a success anywhere. And his mentality is just what makes him elite, never ever gives up. He's just so tough to play against when you watch him. I love watching him play. As soon as we signed him, I felt this season's going to be different because of him. And honestly, his worst performance this year might have been a 6 out of 10, and that might have been once. Other than that, he's 7s or 8s out of 10 every single week. And today, I thought he was monstrous. He missed that one chance, scored a brilliant goal, got an assist, just absolutely brilliant. And Kai Havertz, look, didn't score today. For many, might not get the headlines, but my God, he's a nuisance. He really, really did make a nuisance of himself, and he got his assist as well. And yeah, just brilliant. I just thought really good performance from him. Even though he's not a proper striker, he really knows how to play that role, and he did it really, really well. Now today, look, I'm going to be honest. We weren't lucky to win. Don't get me wrong, but my God, we were lucky in those incidents because the Kai Havertz penalty, that's not a penalty. What has football become for that to be a penalty? Contact is allowed in football. It is a contact sport. And the fact that Kai Havertz drags his leg along the ground, feels a contact, then he makes a conscious decision to go down. Now, don't get me wrong. Had we not been given that penalty, I would have been very annoyed about it. Just how I was with Saka not getting the penalty a couple of weeks back, which was actually more of a penalty against Manuel Neuer than this one. Because this one, it was so soft that it was never enough to bring him down, yet the penalty was given. I'm a bit fed up with the inconsistency, and that's why I would have been annoyed today had we not got the penalty, because you see things like that being given so often. But for me, I'm being really, really honest, Bournemouth can feel very, very hard done by because that was never a penalty. And if I'm saying that wasn't a penalty, but it was given as a foul, if they're saying that contact constitutes a foul, then the contact on Solanke with Raya as well, surely that can't be a foul. But maybe you could say the referees are being consistent. They're saying that level of contact was a foul, so the one with Solanke and Raya, that was also a foul as well. I disagree with both. I don't think either of them were fouls, and I think Arsenal can consider themselves very, very fortunate that the referee went with us on both of those, gave the penalty and disallowed that, viewed them both as fouls, and obviously VAR backs up the referee's decision. We were very, very fortunate, but hey, I don't care. If that's what it takes for us to win a league, listen, I'm desperate to win a league. Fingers crossed, Man City somehow drop points at Wolves. If they do, oh man, I will be absolutely dancing. I'll see you next time. Hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. 2 games left of our season. Fingers crossed we can win a title. Take care.